Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What the business be like? You hear me? What's good? What's good? Talk to me, good people. Talk to me. Talk to me now. I'm saying that like I'm live or something. But if you listening, comment on it. You know what I'm saying? That's me saying talk to me. Comment. That's what that means. Comment. Y'all like that little vibe that I'm starting the show with today. That's Breathe by D Techniques. And that's what I've been boy, perfect song, you know what I'm saying? Perfect title. Perfect title for this. Um, but we're gonna get to that. Let me see here. Before I go too far into the show, first of all, appreciate you for tuning in. Wherever you tuning in, however you tuning in, you see the name. It's the BTSE 365 podcast. Um, man, let me see. We gon' we gonna make sure we say this. It was hard for me to take that week off. Man, it was hard for me to take that week off. I really wasn't even supposed to be doing shows right now. I'm still supposed to be on hiatus. But some things cleared up quicker than I thought they were. And we back. we back. We back. We back. Um, man, it's good to be tapped in. You know what I'm saying? Tuned in, tapped in. Real quick, man, I want to send uh, shout out, happy birthday, shout out Kobe Bryant, RIP to the Black Mamba. You know what I'm saying? He would have been 45. Would have been 45. Shout out to Kobe, uh, entire family, RIP GG. And speaking of RIPs, y'all know I'm a wrestling buff, right? Like I'm just a wrestling buff. That's what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's part of my upbringing. I remember renting videos on the weekend, like videotapes from Video World. I aged myself just a little bit right there. Video World. It was like right before movie gallery. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the little towns, every little town had a Video World. Some big cities too. But if you grew up in a little town in the '90s, you definitely had a Video World. But R.I.P. Terry Funk, man, the hardcore, the king of hardcore from the famous Funk family. Say that 3 times fast. Dory Funk and Dory Funk Jr. and Terry Funk. Terry Funk and Ric Flair had a match, boy, in the '80s. That was, I think it was like '89 at the Clash of the Champions, or maybe '90, '91, somewhere in there. That was a good time. That was a good time. So shout out to the king of hardcore, Terry Funk. Uh, 79 years young. 79 years young. 79 years young. But that ain't what y'all here to listen for. That ain't what you listening for. You ain't listening for that right now. And the song is playing is funked up. Ain't that something? I ain't playing it. That just happened. But you see I'm rocking this 49ers gear today. I ain't brought the Jerry Rice jersey out on the show yet, I don't think. The GOAT. Got my last time we won the Super Bowl, we beat them sorry Chargers. But I believe in the last 5 years, 6 years, however long Kyle Shanahan been there, right? Kyle Shanahan in the quarterback position is one of the biggest problems of the last 10 years. Good and bad. You had the RG3 situation and Kirk Cousins. See how that turned out. RG3, doing well for himself in the media spectrum, doing college shows and NFL shows as an analyst, well-spoken brother on TV, They ain't made him cut his hair or nothing. You know how that goes sometimes. Just saying. And Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins in Minnesota now, one of the first quarterbacks to get a fully guaranteed deal. People are like, whoa, why is Kirk doing that? Is he worth that? Now you see how all these other quarterbacks are like, hold on. Kirk got like 80-some million guaranteed at a time where that just wasn't even heard of. So shout out to Kirk Cousins. Matt Ryan, remember 28-3? Offensive coordinator Kyle Shanahan. They done a great job drafting players in the 3rd and 4th and 5th round, 6th round, 7th round so far, you know. But this right here, this situation at quarterback is so puzzling. Let's just look at timeline, shall we? Let's just timeline. You had C.J. Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, Nick Mullins, had all these guys, right? Just couldn't quite get over the hump with Jimmy. Just couldn't get right. He couldn't stay healthy. You know that's really the major. Now he couldn't stay healthy. But in the NFC Championship game the other year, he came up short. He just came up short. The Rams was too much for him, which is unfortunate because they wasn't. I mean, they won the Super Bowl, but either team from the NFC, if it was the Rams or the 49ers, was going to win that Super Bowl. Period. Anyway, you got a chance to draft Patrick Mahomes. I saw him at Texas Tech. You see how the quarterback position is going. You see it's moving in a new direction, new trajectory. Smart, fast, strong, athletic, whatever. That's what he said he wanted in a quarterback. That was his prototypical quarterback. He said that after the season one year. I heard him. It's on tape. You could have had Mahomes. You could have had Deshaun Watson. Solomon Thomas might still be in the league. Don't know. I'm not saying he ain't. He could be. Should be. But he ain't playing for the 49ers. Patrick Mahomes, 2 Super Bowls already. Had the chance to go get arguably the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady. He was old, big. He still got a Super Bowl. And was back in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had the chance to write a good story. Oh, this is a feel-good story right there. It's a feel-good story. Bay Area kid comes back, all the pictures of Tom Brady in his Joe Montana jersey, in his 49ers helmet and stuff. Oh, that would have been golden. I'm staying with Jimmy. Give me James Richard Garoppolo from the OVC. I want that kid. Why? He showed me enough of them 5 games. 5 games. Remember that. He got a big boy contract after them 5 games. Big boy. Huge. Fast forward, you draft Trey Lance. Everybody thought you were going Mac Jones. Now reports saying you and the GM was up and down. The GM didn't want him. You did, so you took the player. Now it feels like possibly, don't know. This is just my opinion. One of 2 things that happened. And I'm going to tell you which one I think happened. Kyle Shanahan finally said, enough is enough. I got to go get that strong, athletic, fast, smart, you know what I'm saying, quarterback. I'm going to go get my guy. Jimmy was a trade. Not saying Shanahan didn't want him, but it was a trade. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just a situation where him and Bill know each other. And he needed a quarterback, so he just went and traded for him. He didn't see one in the draft. Cool. But now he go draft one that could really be it. He don't play his rookie year. That's a coach decision. Second year, he break his ankle in the second game. Life happens, right? Cool. Jimmy come in, he balling. Still never seen Brock Purdy now. Purdy come in after Jimmy get hurt again. He balled out. The team winning. He ain't playing bad. Okay. Keep him, you know what I'm saying? Like, keep it going. You get hurt in the NFC Championship game, have elbow surgery. You come back ahead of schedule. All he throwing now. All he practicing now. Oh, okay. Me personally, I thought he was having Tommy John and he was out for a year. But in 2023, Tommy John surgery ain't what it was in 93. 93, you might not ever play baseball again if you get Tommy John and you a pitcher. Real talk. Look it up. It's just like ACL tears. Folk careers be over with in the 80s, early 90s with an ACL tear. Like, that was like, no, you don't want that. Get that away. But now I just seen Javonte Williams, who tore his ACL last October, playing in the preseason game. I digress. Just saying. Trey Lance, Brock Purdy come back. Now you got a situation where, okay, bro was playing so good, he got to be the starter. I don't think that, but that's just kind of how it go. You know, the locker room kind of rocking with him. Yeah, Trey, they like you too. And Trey ain't no bum. He ain't no bum. He ain't no scrub. He got an it factor. You can just see it. You ain't seen it enough yet. You ain't seen it a lot of times, but you can, like, oh, okay, there you go. But you ain't had a chance to see it too many times. Fast forward to the offseason. This is when things get a little tricky, in my opinion. I think the GM said, Trey isn't going to be the future. That was your guy. You wanted him. You wanted him, Kyle, and you got him, but you got this other guy too. He the one. I don't understand why Trey Lance. Hold on, this is another side note. I got to say this because it's been on my mind all offseason. I don't understand how the press and the media, press media is all the same thing. Some bloggers, journalists, podcasters, whatever you want to call yourself, that's doing the media game. And ESPN. I didn't do the show last week, but I gotta say, ESPN, Sports Center, y'all bogus. The way y'all ran that clip and had that anchor up there trashing Trey Lance's performance against the Broncos when he led them on a game-tying drive, game-winning drive, he let them down there. Big throws after big throws. And y'all said he had an abysmal game because he threw an interception. He was 12 for 18, 173 yards and a touchdown and a pick. But he had an abysmal game, according to everyone that watched it, according to people who watched every snap. Had to say that at the end. Like, that's some sucker stuff. That's some sucker stuff. They've been, man, I haven't seen a quarterback with this little small amount of starts get so much criticism. It's like for him to, because they talk out the side of their neck, it's like, well, he ain't played enough and he trashed. That's not true. Like, if you watched any other games he played, you wouldn't just say, oh, he the boo-boo. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd have seen some players, some quarterbacks, some running back, like, you'd have seen some quarterbacks when you seen them the first 2 times. I don't want that. He the boo-boo. He regular unleaded. He 87 gas, not 93. That ain't what I saw in 5. 5 went out there and you can see he had it before. But what's wild to me is that Sam Darnold was given the chance to be like they just brought him in. I'm sorry, to get back to the GM coach thing. I got off a little bit, but I had to say that. I think John Lynch told Shanahan he got to get rid of him. Like, he just got to get rid of him because Brock's our guy now. and we don't want to have no confusion. But why you couldn't do that for him? I know you sent Jimmy home, but then you brought him back. Like, this whole situation with Brock Purdy, I think the 49ers doing Brock Purdy and Trey Lance a disservice by having Sam Darnold as the second string quarterback. Sam Darnold once went 5 for 15 with 4 interceptions in a game. 5 for 15, or was it 5 for 20? I can't fact check me on that. Put it in the comments. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Tag me in the post, whatever you got to do. Fact check me. It was 5 for 15 or either 5 for 20. And 4 interceptions, y'all. 4. Throw them 4s up. 4. Bruh. No. I'm looking at the no. Like, no, bruh. He ain't better than dude. What? Huh? In what world? In what world? So, as a 49er fan, all my life, you know what I'm saying? You check my records now, check my resume. Ask anybody that know me all my life that they done known me watching football, talking football, even when we was sorry. Even when we had Jim Drunkenmiller at quarterback and Tim Rattay. This right here, one of the biggest question marks that I never experienced with this team. Like, I don't think I done had a bigger question mark on, like, what the hell we doing type. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know Tom Sula, RIP. Chip Kelly. Oh. Woo, boy. Mike Nolan. Singletary, Mike Singletary. All those poor coaches, man. Poor coaches. Then we bring in Jim Harbaugh and he restore honor to the franchise. You know what I'm saying? Like, them other coaches I just named, folks were laughing. Bro, the 49ers was the laughing stock of the league for about 5 years, maybe even 6 years. Straight. Like, after T.O., it was bad, boy. It was bad. It was bad. We restore honor. Then we run the coach off. And the GM ain't there no more. Then we bring in these 2 dudes. Yeah, we go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Then we have a bunch of injuries. That year, we should don't count it. Next year, we back in the NFC Championship game. This year, we back in the NFC Championship game. But you finally got a player that meet all the qualifications. And instead of trying to give him a legitimate chance, you just, I'm going to mess with Sam Darnold. Man, come on, man. Look, before I continue this show, I want to say shout out to Upkeep Cleaning Service, the greatest cleaning service in the land. I was going to say in the land. 901-701-7226. 901-701-7226. Tell them Bigg sent you. You might get $4 off, might get $5 off, or you might get an additional $4 or $5. Just depending on how they feeling that day. But they got you residential, commercial. What else? I'm missing something. Carpet cleaning. Residential, commercial, and carpet cleaning. They do it for your restaurants. They got you. Businesses, they got you. Office spaces, they got you. Schools, they got you. Let them know Bigg sent you. They're going to take care of you. I promise you that. Even if you don't tell them I sent you, they still going to take care of you. So, back to this, right? Because, folk, you know, when you're a fan of a team, when something go on with your team, everybody start calling. Good or bad. You know, I got my texting me. Then I ain't, no, I'm just playing. Everybody who texts me, we pretty much talk on a regular. But then a couple folks text me that I don't be talking to. Like, what's going on with your boy? But it's like, bruh, it's a lot of politics in the game, bruh. Let's just keep it a buck. It's a whole lot of politics being played. It's a whole lot of politics being played. None of them folks, especially some of these ex-players, can sit on TV and really believe that Sam Darnold is better than Trey Lance and actually watch them both play in this preseason. You just can't. You mean to tell me y'all watched both of them games and said, yeah, Darnold's better than Kyle Shanahan, punk ass. Excuse me. Kyle Shanahan get on the radio, the local radio, and say, Sam Darnold really started separating himself in the last 10 days. We talking to practices and we talking to games. I listened to a lot of the local reporters who've been in Cali during training camp all 19 days. They update soon as it's over with. I won't name no names, but they out there. It's several, 3, 4. I will name names. Grant Cohn and who the other guy? Ryan Hensley. They've been out there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them. Grant grew on me last year, Paul. When him and Kinlaw was going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It was funny, but it wasn't funny because I'm like, Kinlaw act like he might really do something, but I'm like, bro, you decided to go on his platform and help him go viral. So, hey, his credentials didn't get revoked. And I think he's low key. Sometimes it's some shock jock in what he does, but he don't be lying all the time. You know what I'm saying? Some folks just be getting on these junks and lying. Straight up just lying. But he don't be lying all the time. Sometimes he be a little too extra. And Ryan, I like his because it's pretty even keel. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of rah-rah, but it's just a lot of facts. Like he said today that he got a source that told him that the 49ers was done with Trey Lance after last season. That's why they brought Sam Darnold in. It wasn't never really a real competition. I saw RG3 say in a tweet, it was over with when they signed Sam Darnold and called it an open competition for number 2. If he was going to be your number 2, he would have been, if he was going to stay there, you would have wanted him to be number 2. Why not? And it always seemed, I don't want to play the race card. But I promise you, I'm going to start hearing stuff and it's going to sound like, well, he was always, he's too good to be your backup. You're gonna hear little stuff like that. Like they're gonna sprinkle that out there in the next week or so. Because Shanahan said he gave Trey Lance the day off, told him to clear his head and think about what you want to do. Either you can stay here and keep getting, you know what I'm saying? Keep getting pooped on, you know what I'm saying? Or you can ask for a trade. Fun fact, Sam Darnold and Trey Lance had the same agent. I'd fire my damn agent right now. Right now. Sam Darnold, when I found out they was trading for him, I'd have fired my agent. Because he ain't in it for you, dog. I'd have fired that mug right on the spot. They trading for, okay, you fired. That's your guy. That's your man's. You fired. We play this ain't basketball, cuz this ain't D-line, this ain't corner, this ain't safety, this ain't O-line, this ain't receiver, this ain't even running back or linebacker. Dog, it's quarterback. Ain't but one of them on the field for each team at a time. It ain't multiple players at quarterback at the same time. Ain't but one. And your dude coming over here, I guess he felt like he thought he had a shot, but he ain't never have a shot. It was never fair. It wasn't a fair fight. But life ain't fair. Favor ain't fair. So I say this. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. But if you do ask for a trade, make sure your head clear when you ask for it, and make sure wherever you go, you actually have a chance. But you got to fire this agent first. Oh, this agent is. Who is the agent? Let me find out who the agent is. I gotta find out who this agent is because he'd have been fired on the spot. On the spot. Who is Trey Lance agent? Let's find out. They don't want. They don't want to. Let me see. Where he at now? Who is his agent? Oh, he's represented by Tom Condon, Jimmy Sexton, and Patrick Collins at CAA. Huh. CAA would have been BYE. Bye. That, that was terrible. That was a terrible. I don't know what I said. CAA would have been BYE. boy, I had a slow moment. I had a slow moment. I had a slow moment. It happened. Let me get them two. If you ain't from Ripley, you wouldn't understand what this. I gotta get them two. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, cuz, I know you listening. I'm a yeah, you're gonna have to get them two next time I see you, bro. Anybody from back home listening to this, you're gonna have to get them two because that was I don't know. I'm tired, boss. I'm tired. But yeah, I'd have fired CAA. CAA would have had to go on and I would have went to clutch or something. Cause ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way. You see, and I don't even like to say this, but just for comparison, you see what happened in Philly when you let the young black, athletic, smart, talented, you know what I'm saying? Very, very poised quarterback just jump out there and develop and even, you know what I'm saying? Even going through a coaching change. But you let him develop. Let him do his thing. He gets you to a Super Bowl. MVP candidate. But now you wanna go with Brock Purdy, and I don't mind it because he had a hot streak. But in the words of Macho Man Randy Savage, no, Hulk Hogan, what you gonna do, brother? What you gonna do? Like, what you gonna do, brother? He get hurt, you gotta rely on Sam Darnold now? Cause you done alienated Trey. And I don't think the locker room even rock with Darnold like they rock with Trey. You see Brandon Ayuk jumping all up and down when Trey Lance scored a touchdown. Like, bruh, that's not good for the locker room morale. And with the season coming up, this is an important season. It's always Super Bowl or bust. I don't know, bro. I don't like how they mishandled this situation. Uh, they playing what they say. What the young folks saying? They playing with his top. They playing with my boy Lance top. Colin Cowherd been hating on him since after he stopped messing with his daughter. Uh, it's like the folks on TV, which I'm sure they are. They paid to talk bad about him. Like it's some payola to just drag his quarterback play. Like Shady McCoy, he one of the worst things that happen to sports media, by the way. Like as a former athlete, like I think he's probably one of the worst analysts on TV that's a former athlete. Like he just be up there talking. He was a damn good player, great player. Don't get me wrong. He was Shady McCoy was one of the best running backs of his era, if not the best. It's debatable depending on who you ask. Like in his prime, Shady top three in his prime in his time for sure. But on TV, his takes, bro, ass, boo boo, bogus, need to be beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then Joy Taylor, come on, man. Acho, and it's like all of them have a different way of shitting on Trey. Like, nah, I'm gonna do it this way. You did it that way. I'm gonna shit on this way. It's wild. And they like prop up. I don't know, bro. It's wild to me. Um, it's strange. It's real odd how like it's like everybody but Nick Wright, damn near on national TV, been shitting on Trey, the white guy, right? Like he the only one who be like, hey, bro, why y'all on him like that? Like he ain't had but 3 stars in a quarter. Like maybe he the backup this year and then next year, hey, who knows? But or maybe he number 2 and Purdy starts slow. The 49ers go 2-3, 2-4. And Purdy ain't playing that good. You going with Sam Darnold? Or you gonna just keep riding this thing out? That's all I'm saying. Like, what you doing? You're not finna beg this dude to stay. You want him to add. This is the type of stuff you do when you want somebody to leave. Like, you really want him to go, but you can't cut him because that's too much dead cap space. So I'm gonna just make him number 3 and see if he can ask for a trade. And that way I can say, well, I tried to keep him, but the offer was too good. Somebody gonna offer us a 5th round and a 7th round conditional pick, and we might take it, claiming that it's good value. If he go to Minnesota and get to play for the Vikings in a year or two, I'd be so happy. I'd be so happy for him. I'm not saying I'm done being a Niners fan, but I am saying that's some bullshit that they did with Trey Lance. Point blank period. At the end of the day, that's all I'm saying. That's some bullshit, man. That's bogus. That's bogus business. That's bad for business. And you damn sure better hope you can win the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy in the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah, not even 10, in the next 5. You can't win a ring with him in the next 5 with this great of a team. You're not going. The window is closing. The league is not for long. The window is closing. Yeah, we're a great franchise. And Nick Bosa still ain't signed. What y'all doing, man?